All right. I muted everybody. Hey there. Welcome. My name's Malcolm. Just checking over there. Sorry, a couple different screens. Live in the South Pacific Islands. Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to one of our gals on here. She's a great leader. She's originally from South Africa, lives in Australia, building a team very, very, very fast. And this is her song.
Every single cell inside.
Hang on, just let someone in.
My body, every single cell is happy and well. Every single cell inside my body, every single cell is happy and well. I'm so glad every single cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every single cell in my body is happy and well.
You know, I might change the waiting room music and put that on for it. How do we know that works? Well, because we got a real company, real address, real offices, real people, real product. Hey, let me just start. I just thought of something. I watched over the weekend two large companies. I won't mention their name. Gone by the by. See you later, alligator. And nobody can get their money out. You know how all that happens. Two really big ones. Don't want to say I told you so. But, you know, whether you're here recommending Oliabo to people for a health benefit, as Ray says, two things people want in the world the most. One, a shortcut to health. Better know our products work and be confident that you got something. And that exactly is really true. And the other one is there's going to be there that they can rely on their health, not just for a year or two, but for a long time, admitting more people. So that's, I'm going to give you a little hint. We're going to go to Murray, Utah. That's where our head office is. Well, better turn my sound down a bit. Wake up all the neighbors on the beach here. Oliabo, the olive standard, the new standard. You know, I even believe, as Gordon said in that original clip, you know, Ray and I started back in wherever it was with that minute. Remember the minute 16 clip? A whole new idea. Treat it with respect, treat it with dignity, treat it with honesty. A great big idea. That's how we started to build it before we had any other clips. All these clips I'm going to show you, by the way, if you're a brand new person on the call. Hey, Debbie, welcome to the call. Good for you. Fifi, Iris, John, bunch of new Mimo, Robert, Stone, good to see you there. Patsy, good to be coming on the call. It's important that you know your company is going to be a company that's going to be around. And I believe it's a new standard. There's been a wasteland for, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years out there, even in the nutrition and wellness business. And I think we've raised the bar. So let's move on. I'll be pretty quick here for you. A lot of people, what have I got here? I can't even remember the PowerPoint I made. Oh yeah, a lot of people say, Mal, how could you tell the story? You just rolls off your tongue. I couldn't possibly do that. Well, we got a great clip that tells it for you.
Long before wellness became an industry, there was a tree. A tree that learned how to survive. Heat, wind, drought, time. One that never chased attention, only light. The olive tree. For more than 6,000 years, it has stood at the center of human life. Food, medicine, symbol, inheritance. Groves planted not for a season, but for a future. Care passed from one generation to the next. Inside every harvest is more than oil. Chemistry, shaped by sun and stress. polyphenols created to protect the tree, and remarkably, to protect us. That's why olive cuttings crossed continents, why kitchens became pharmacies, why something ancient still matters. The olive tree doesn't promise urgency, it promises endurance. Not quick fixes, daily rituals. Small acts, repeated, long enough to matter. At Oliabo, we didn't invent this wisdom. We listened for it and shaped it for modern life. What if daily support didn't require more time? Only better design. Not another bottle, not another routine. Just one small moment already prepared. The olive fruit carries nourishment, the leaf, protection. Two parts of the same story, rarely brought together. Inside the fruit are compounds shaped by ripening and pressure. Inside the leaf, molecules designed to defend the tree. Different roles, complementary strengths. So we asked a better question. What if they worked together? Through a proprietary process designed to preserve delicate phytonutrients, we capture what matters most from both the fruit and the leaf. Not more ingredients, better ones, working together. For thousands of years, the olive protected itself. Now it can protect us. The result? Oleuropein, a proprietary blend shaped by science and respect for the source, captured in a single Prima packet, measured, protected, ready when you are. Wellness doesn't happen in theory. It happens daily. Ancient biology, modern delivery, one simple ritual with intention. Oliabo sets the olive standard in wellness. It's our focus and our passion. The olive tree, distilled for everyday life and still growing. And this is only the beginning.
As usual, you know, every time I listen to one of these clips, I always write something down. I get an idea. What Gordon say there? More than oil, shaped by sun and stress. Think about this. Later on, he mentioned one small moment already prepared. But how long's it been getting prepared? 7,500 years. Probably, as Earl Mendel, I was just on a call 20 minutes before this call with the owner of another nutrition company, just catching up, filling him in where we're at and where he's at. I gave him a little congratulations for what's happened in his business. And we both know one man, Dr. Earl Mendel, and I mentioned to him that Earl last year around June called me and said, Malcolm, you have the #1 anti-aging food in the world. You have the #1 longevity plant on this planet. Make sure you don't miss it. He was not part of Oliabo back then. He just knew I was looking into it. And that's exactly what we got, powerful benefits. Think about that. For 7,500 years, it's been coming. But now we've perfected the olive. Ancient wisdom, all those years, modern wellness, Oliabo, and we got an intellectual product. It's called Oleuropein for you brand new people. And it comes in what he mentioned, our Prima. Great packaging, by the way, a tin. So we're more than the olive oil. We're an olive tree company. That's a great graphic, by the way. Verbascocide. Remember you mentioned phytonutrients and polyphenols? Think about this. A small moment already prepared, shaped by sun and stress. Those trees that you're looking in those groves, they could be anywhere from 100 years, 600 years. There are trees, there's that clip of Joe and his wife stand next to the tree in the olive grove, and the owner says that, you know, want to hug that tree. It's got special energy. It's more than 2,000 years old. For a tree to be at that age and still produce fruit, that means that tree had to overcome adversity. And it had to polyphenols and phytonutrients in the tree itself. And that's what gives it the longevity. That's what gives it the anti-aging itself to produce a fruit. So if you could take that Well, you could take it in the form of olive oil, but you could also take it from what the tree does to create that olive. And that would come from the leaf. Oleuropein, one of the most powerful phytonutrients. Go write that down if you're brand spanking new. Go look it up after this call. How about Verbascocide? Not from the oil, just like the Oleuropein from the leaf doesn't come from the oil. Verbascocide comes from the fruit, the pulp. That's the outside of the fruit. And so olive is a fruit, and from the seed. So there's two great properties. And that's that capsule. If you wanted to break it down and say, how's that one work? See, Oleuropein, let me show you what it is. We have three products in one. It's so convenient. Bring you thousands of years of the olive tree in one simple product for you. And in that little white capsule, let me just put my finger on it. It's just above my finger. It's the Oleuropein capsule. That's one of our products. The other product is the high phenolic extra virgin olive oil in the two big, large capsules. And it's infused with really chocolate block full for you Aussies of Oleocanthal. What's that? That's one of the most powerful polyphenols out there, but it is the best anti-inflammatory known. Why anti-inflammatory? Every single thing in your health that's going wrong, I don't, no medical claims here, but whether it's cardiovascular or lungs or stomach problems or upstairs, up here going a little bad, or joints or whatever it is, it all begins, go look it up, with inflammation of the cells. So the key would be, the first thing is to stop or slow down inflammation. The best anti-inflammatory, Oleocanthal. Where's it come from? Well, you can get it conveniently right here. You see those blue zones where those olive groves are that you saw, where all that product comes, you new people, from Italy, coming from Italy, prepared, the trees picked 3 months early. It's not regular olives. It's 3 months early, pre-harvest. I'll show you a little clip in a second. That's what creates this product here. The Oleuropein, I just explained it. That's the key, man, to what we got here. That's why this works, right? Margie, you were talking about our flex, but this works right away. And then Rosa, we added to it. Why do we do that? Nothing to do with Italian, because it comes from lycopene, the tomato. That's a very, very powerful carotenoid in a tomato. Yeah, Italians like a lot of tomato. And not because they like red wine, where we get the pycnogenol for the grapeseed extract for the antioxidant. It's because when you put this together with this, it opens up a frequency that our body really responds to. So that's our key core product right here. You have the confidence to be able to share this with people. Pardon me. In a handful of days, they notice the difference. And then we've got on my YouTube channel, there are 4 separate playlists now, and there's one of all the testimonies and medical doctors. And we add to it all the time, every day. Now, you heard, if you were early on the call, Margie talking about that. Flex. So Flex is pretty well everything I just shared with you in the Prima product and the Oleuropein, but it's got extra doses of Squalane. Squalane's another polyphenol phytonutrient, comes from the olive tree, and mangosteen pericarp. You can see the olive on the left, mangosteen in the middle. Love mangosteen. Good. Pericarp comes from that hard rind on the outside. And what is this? Well, we're going to fix our body from the inside with Prima. But when you got something that, just like Margie, tennis elbow, Margie, when most people go to the gym, they don't play tennis. I don't know how you get tennis elbow in the gym lifting weights. But anyway, what do you do with this? I'll let Ashley, have I got Ashley's clip? No, I don't. What do you do with this? You take this. There are 50 pumps in this, by the way, 50 doses. And you put a little bit in your palm. She says wait. I just put it right on where it's hurting. And the key, Greg Brown's on this call. He knows. He shares it with his workmates on the job site in Australia. And you get it really warm and you rub it in. And you'll find out within 15 to 20 minutes, you got relief. And here's the key. It lasts a whole day. If you're early, you would have heard Margie saying that. So I want, besides doing what's right to help people get over their stress, get over their hurt, get over those things, you know what else? Think about the marketing of something that works and how many people are suffering in pain and the response, how quick it is. And then we add our third product, Treviso Line Visalux Anti-Aging Serum. Great product. You just put a little bit on, great, nice rollable, and then massage it in. You know, I'm vain. Mike Martin's here from Katy, Texas. Let's let him in. I'm vain. I'm going to rub it on my eyes and all those old boxing scars and rugby scars. Well, you can't see them anymore. Why? Because we've got a great product. Think about the marketing of that. Anti-aging cosmetics. You walk into any department store anywhere in the world, and when you walk in the main doors on the ground floor, what's the first department? That's why they're called department stores, by the way. What's the first department? It's always the same. Cosmetics. And it's bright, and there's probably 15, 20 counters. We solved that for you with one simple product, great product, going like hotcakes. Oh, yeah, by the way, we do have olive oil. Where's my olive oil? Right here. Not because we're an olive oil company, but because after 3 months in business, everyone said, look, we looked up what you said. We went and saw. And what we get at the store, it's not the greatest olive oil at all. We didn't realize. Olive oil mafia seems to be everywhere. And you're getting everything from the pre-harvest, 3 months early, high phenolic out of those trees that are very, very, very old for our product. So you must have a source to get great olive oil, and we did. So we bought it to you. And you know what I do with it? I got it right here, right there on my desk. Tablespoon in the morning, empty stomach, before I even have a coffee. A lot of guys are putting this, and gals are putting it in their coffee. You want to go back when you do that. I haven't done that yet. I just like to take it on its own. And then at night, great olive oil. And where'd the whole thing come about? Well, Joe and Gordon Morton, you know, they built a company for 15 years, billion-dollar company. What really began with their mother, Gabriella, in Treviso, Italy. Treviso is one of those blue zones where the people, what's a blue zone if you knew? That's where people live more than 100 years on average, and they're vibrantly healthy. Not a little village, right? They're not eating the gallbladder of a black bear from somewhere in high Russia. They live in the area where those olive trees are very, very old, and they do one thing every day. Now, that doesn't look like what the olive oil you buy in the store, does it? That's high phenolic pre-harvest, 3 months early. Got a really hard pepper hit, wouldn't work on your salad, makes you cough. Also doesn't taste the best, but it's incredible for your health. And that's where the story began, because Gabriella immigrated to Canada, met a man in Toronto, Mr. Morton. Obviously, that doesn't sound very Italian to you, does it? And that's where the Morton family came from. And Gabriella had a health store, Gabriella's Health Store, Barrie, Northern Ontario. And each day she had the boys do this. And then summer holidays, they were all sent to Italy to be with their grandparents in Treviso. And as those boys grew up, one thing they started to notice, the difference between the Canadian and Italian families. And as those boys got older and got married and then kept going back every year to Italy and on over a 50-year period, they realized something. That longevity, those Italians were, they used to call it the Mediterranean diet. It's a Mediterranean secret now, right? Mediterranean diet. Go to an Italian restaurant, think about it. Look at the menu. Doesn't look very healthy, does it? But if you've ever been to Italy, how do they do it? They smoke, they drink too much, but they're healthier. They have the best longevity of any country on the planet. That was just recently, came out from the WHO. And then also, they're the lowest cardiovascular event of any race on the earth. Why? Because of what we're doing here. And we brought it to you convenient. So here's younger brother Joe. Joe's in his 50s, Ironman champion around the world, owns a successful running shoe company, but he's back in the fray. And here's why. We asked him, why are you going to do this?
I had some ideas on some potential ingredients that floating around in my brain. And Gord's like, hold that thought, little brother. Come and talk to me. I have this idea. When he started to tell me this about the first press and that experience of the first press, I realized, whoa, there's more to olives. And the vast majority of people don't know the power of olives, olive oil, olive leaf, the extracts that come from them. Powerful. There's a reason why this is the greatest health story, the oldest and greatest health story that's never been told.
That's what you got a hold of, the oldest and greatest health story never been told. How many people just caught that? I see it every time, and I didn't realize that original picture of Joe there. That's got his shirt button undone, chubby face. You see, we're not a weight loss company, but I'm telling you, when you start taking Prima every single day and work from the inside out, what happens to our body size? Now, look, he buttons his shirt up, and he's not going to say we're a weight loss company, but my golly, does your body size change. It's great. So how about I introduce you new people to Gordon, his older brother? He's more to the point.
Ever notice how some people just age differently? It's not genetics alone, it's daily habits. Calm systems, less inflammation, better recovery. The Oliabo effect isn't about chasing youth, it's about protecting vitality.
That's the key. Protect our vitality. Think about what your last 10 years is going to be like. Look, as Ray says, we're all want two things. One is a shortcut to better health. You might be younger on this call and you think, I haven't got anything wrong, but you want to keep that way, right? You don't want to. One key to what we do is injuries, things wearing out. I thought I was indestructible. I really did. And anyone that knows me, you guys know that's the way I live my life. But then, I'm just cigarette paper shy of 70. And well, it started to catch up with me in the last decade. And it started to really affect my life. And I was not married. And then I got married and started a family. And it really affected my life. Kids would go, come on, Dad, I live right here, right behind those paintings. There's a beach. Come on, Dad, let's go to the beach. And I'd think twice about it. It wasn't because I didn't like surfing and that. It was because when they're little, I'd have to get on the sand and play with them. That's okay. But getting back up, people would look at me. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be stiff. I'd be hurting, right? Now, I'll be out doing a sporting event and all the other men my age are like, what? Well, young man, they call me because of this. I'm putting something great inside my body each and every single day. It's a daily, it's not a ritual, it's an event, and you keep it up. And the compound of it's like compound interest, right? You guys that have been doing it for a while, the more it compounds in the body and the better and better and better it gets. So we became the new brand, the new standard of network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing. Yeah, we got that as well. And we're the new standard in the industry, and we're also the new standard in health. Great marketing, by the way. Real good tin, new standard in recovery, topical recovery oil, a new standard in anti-aging with that Visalux anti-aging serum. Great lineup. That's all we need. Not going to be a company out there with 500 products. This is what we got. This is what's creating all. Well, yeah, we have the oil. Always throw that in because you guys said we had to get it. Makes a big difference. I tell you what, you boys, you instead of cooking your steak in butter, you try a little bit of that. You watch how the color of that steak changes. Really incredible. So look, if you're brand spanking new and you go, I'm sort of convinced the person that bought me here, they said they've had great, they probably shared their testimony. They probably shared other testimonies, other people. Well, you'll go to their site, Oliabo.com, or you'll be using their studio app and they sent you a link, Oliabo.com/your username. This is one of the areas where it's from. And you have a look and you see shop now and you say, Adiamo, that's Italian. Let's go together. And you're going to be gently surprised. You see, it's not a network marketing company up front. You can share this with your family, your friends, people you know, people you work without them going, is that one of those pyramids? You in MLM? Because they're going to a shopping site. That's exactly what they see when they click on that link. And they'll go, wow, it told me about Prima. I'll get some of that. Add to cart. Here, by the way, have a look at that. For your health, $110. $110 US. That's less than a cup of coffee. I know you heard that 100 times, but I just thought of it. What is it? $3 odd, $3.30 odd a day? I'm not sure what coffee is. I haven't lived in North America since, when did I leave? 2002, I think, and had a, you know what, full. Oh, yeah, I'm going to add that to my cart. I'll give you another hint. If you're looking at this for a business, $110 US, 110 points. That's unheard of today, right? It's usually it'd be $110 and 50 points, 55 points, right? Company skims 50% off the top. Not here. Visalux, yeah, I'm paying. I want to look younger. I want to get rid of those wrinkles. You see the difference. You go back and look at my clips from October, November. We opened the doors November 11th. We're not that old a company. You look at them now, big change to my face. I'll add $27 for looking better. Yeah, I'll add that to my cart. Flex. I want to get over what's wrong with me. And every time I do something too much and hurt myself, I want to fix it right that day. Add that to my cart, $55. I'll throw in some olive oil, add that to my cart. So you do that. Or you might say, I'll scroll down, have a look. There could be some deals. And there are. Jim Rohn told me he never used the word deal. Savings. There you go. We have what's called a bundle. You can bundle up the oil. You can bundle up the Visalux and save a little bit. This one right here, I think this is great. This is a subscription. This is what my subscription is now. Used to be that one right there, the Vitality Duo. Now it's this one. One Visa Lux, one Flex, one Prima, and a bottle of oil. It's called Olivit. You got that? Olivit. Olivit bundle. Add to cart. Great value. Add these up separately. There's good value there. And there's some bigger bundles. You know, you got a lot of members in your family, whatever. You can add to cart. It's not front end loading. We're not like that. Look, the highest one is 440. Come on. Most companies now you have a look at, go back here. 110 bucks. You know, most companies that are out there, you can't get going for under 700. So you go, yeah, I'll do that. Click, check out. So here, I did a simple one for you. A Flex, a Prima, and a Visa Lux. Check out. Yes, good. And there, look, this is completely different than any other company. You're just filling in your info to get it shipped to you. That's it. You're going, wow, there's no membership fee? No. There's no enrollment fee? No. There's no starter kit? No. There's no app fee and web hosting? No. You're just buying the product. So you get it shipped to you. Thank you very much. And your site refreshes and you're a customer with Oliabo. And you have that site and you have it on your phone as well. And on the site, you might look and it says become a rep. There's a link. And you go, I just swear they're going to get me now. I've got to pay a fee. And you click it. And no, you'll end up in our studio and you have a full-blown back office. And this is a fabulous, you know how this came about? This came about because Gordon and Joe were smart enough to go and get one of the best affiliate marketers on the planet, Curtis Fulmer, make him president of the company. And he built this great app for us. It's on your desktop. This is the desktop version right here. And it's on your smartphone. And you got an app that tells all the story. You know, you have, I think I added up the other day, there's 46 clips. And I add it all the time. There's all sorts of stuff. All you're doing is click send to people and let them make their decision. So you're in the studio. You can have a look. Let's say you want to send somebody something about Flex. You click shareable, you click it, and you just choose. And you can send it individually, TikTok Messenger, Instagram, or you can post it on your wall or send it to them in the whole one. And you know what happens when you start sending? I'll click on it and say, yeah, I want to get some of that. And then you're introduced to Premio Pay. And this is where the second thing, remember, people want a shortcut to better health. The other thing that everybody wants, a shortcut to fixing their money problems. That's it. So I want you to think about what you got to fix. Yeah, I'll give you a hint. When a person comes on board, you pay 25%, and you know the points match the dollar. So what would that be? I'll give you a hint. 4 people and your product is covered. You know, if you're a business person or someone that's, you know, care about your friends, you'd really only pay your product 1 month out of your own pocket, because every other month after that, you'd have people ordering and your product's covered by their orders, 25% up front. So power of Premio Pay. Premio means first in Italian. Premio Pay. Simple. I'll tell you what, I could go through it, but I'm going to let Gordon. Talks about his guitar. He plays it nearly every day. There he is in his guitar right there on the back of the office. He loves it. He talks about building that guitar from all different pieces. Well, they're only in their 50s and they say they got 50 years experience. How is that? Because their father was the manager for Canada of Nature's Sunshine. And that's still a company runs today. So they were raised in it and they watched it. Then they became distributors. Then they became corporate with another company. Then they became owners of their last company. Then they had 10 years off and now they're back. So he took the best of everything. And you'll see here, we have a great uni level. We have a phenomenal upfront sprint, but then we also have a phenomenal affiliate marketing for you. So customers are looked after, affiliate marketers are looked after, and then it's easy as pie to go and get the global bonuses. And you go, I'm never going to get that. I've never, ever got to the top position. Well, simple here, and I'll give you a hint. When they talk about it, it's just volume. There's no having to jump through hoops. There's no breakage to the company. It's the simplest one I've ever seen, and it's the easiest one to solve your financial issue.
This is my Frankentelli. I wanted a Fender Telecaster, and I wanted it configured the way I wanted it to perform the way I wanted it to, and it just didn't exist on the market. So I built one. And for me, it's perfect. It's a great guitar. It works the way my brain likes it. And it is, I didn't build every part. I assembled it from the greatest hits of parts that I wanted for this. And it's the only one in the world. It's mine. The Premio Pay plan is very similar. I took some of the best features of compensation within affiliate and traditional direct selling and fused them together. And today we're going to walk through the benefits. I happen to think it's pretty special.
Okay, the Premio Pay plan by Oliabo. We give it a nice name to describe the unique set of variables that go into the creation of our comp plan. First and foremost, number one, sprint. The only thing you need to do to qualify for sprints is be in our system. Anybody you introduce to the product who makes a purchase, on their first purchase, you will make 25%. The second component of sprint, though, is that if you personally commit to 200 QV per month, you get an additional bonus of 10% on anyone on your second level of sales. Done. That's the end of the sprint section. Number two, baseline, which is our monthly commission checks. Now, the first kickoff for that is something we call a rep. You really need anywhere between 0 and 99 QV. You're instantly qualified for 5% on your front level. A Brava rep is somebody that a personal purchase that month. If you have a personal purchase of any qualifying volume product in Oliabo, you are eligible to receive 5% plus 5% on the second level of your organization. We like to say Oliabo is me plus 3. That's the little rhythmic device to encourage you to get 3 people like yourself interested in doing a business on their own. First level is something we call Kappa. Kappa is yourself plus 3 people like yourself that are interested in doing 100 qualifying volume per month. The other component is that somewhere in your organization you have 1,000 qualifying volume. That's it. That makes you eligible for 3 levels of commissions. Quinto, the next level, is yourself doing 100 QV per month. Somewhere in your organization you have 5,000 group qualifying volume, and each one of the 3 people that you introduce to the company does 100 QV with 1,000 group qualifying volume. Done. The next level, Venti. Venti is where you're really starting to develop some leadership to your group. For the level of Venti, we're asking for 200 qualifying volume per month. That's the most we ever ask, by the way. You still have your 3 leaders that you're working with. Each one of them have 5,000 in group qualifying volume per month and a personal purchase of 100. We are now asking you to add an additional 100 QV customer in addition to that. So now we have 4 people. 1 is brand new. The top level in the Premio plan is Premio. We named the comp plan after it. Premio means you're maxing out your baseline commissions, what you can earn on your organization, making you eligible for 8 levels of volume. First and foremost, we're asking you to get 200 qualifying volume worth of product every month. Of your original 3, we request that you take 2 of them to 200 qualifying personal volume per month with 20,000 in group qualifying volume. The third one, we're still building 100 QV with 5,000 group qualifying per month. We now have a total of 5 personally sponsored customers in the system with an organizational volume of 50,000 group qualifying volume. That's it. That quick capsule summary is what it takes to do Premio. Global bonus. 3, global bonus pool. You enter it by becoming a Premio. Those who maintain Premio for 3 months enter into the global bonus pool. What does that mean? Well, 5% of all global volume sales go into our global quarterly pool. The bigger your organization, the bigger your percentage of the pro rata pool. In an oversimplified example, let's create a scenario. Assume 4 people hit the rank of Premio in a given quarter. We would split the commission pool 4 ways. However, pro rata determines the amount that you would receive. If your qualified volume, for example, represented 50% of the pool,
you would receive 50% of the money in the pool on that quarter. The other 3 qualifiers would receive their pro rata amount. The last feature we wanted to cover on this Premio Pay overview is something we call horizontal compression. It may be one of the most intelligent components ever introduced for independent business owners. Horizontal compression combines the ease and essentialism of influencer and affiliate programs with the strength and sophistication of traditional direct selling. This hallmark of the Premio Pay plan automatically helps you qualify for higher ranks by intelligently grouping your smaller teams and level 1 customers into a single combined team to maximize your potential and to help you achieve your highest possible rank qualification. That's it, plain and simple. No actual placements are changed. Grouping is only used for rank qualification. And horizontal compression rewards building wide and enrolling direct customers, ensuring all of your efforts contribute to your rank qualifications. For everything you've seen in this overview, endless lines of code had to be created, and scenarios had to be experimented with. And our goal was to answer one question: what does the industry need today?
Yes, just you. That's it. Well, look, if you're brand spanking new here, I want you to think about a couple little recaps. You know, out there in the world, there's all these marketing companies, and I'll give you, look, collagen. Oh, you got to have collagen, make your face look great. You know what? Our bodies, we're wonderfully created. And all those things that we got to take, like glutathione for your immune system, or Carnogen for your for where it hurts and aches and pains. And you know, our body creates all of those things themselves. Our body creates collagen. You know how you can create collagen for your face? This, or by taking this, because squalane in the olive oil makes your body produce its own collagen. That's why we look so great. Solve that one. How about glutathione? Oh, you need that. It's got to be for your immune system. Our brain-gut connection, your small intestine, 82% of your immune system is your small intestine. What does the olive tree and the olive-derived products do for your small intestine? What's it do for your whole digestive tract? We know that. Start taking it. You'll find out. And then what happens? You notice the difference altogether. Energy products. You notice what happens with that. Your carcinogen product for your pain. Here it is right here. We got it all. And then you think about that pay plan. We solved it all. There's no hoops to jump through. There's no rituals to go over. There's no having to get certain people at certain titles. It's just pure volume, and it comes from infinity. It pays 8 levels. You notice it doesn't decrease. It stays the same amount. Oh, except on the 3rd level, it's double. That's a nice one. It stays the same amount, doesn't decrease like all the other companies. But you know what? You can go 50, 100, 200, 300 levels deep, and all that volume counts for everything to get the global bonus pool. And that's the biggest part of the pay plan. And you really only need, 500 orders? Most people are ordering 200 points. That's 250 people in the team here at the top of the pay plan. It doesn't get any better. So when you look at solving better, fast track to better health, we did it. When you look at solving, fixing your money problems, we did it. The only thing that needs is you to say, yes, Adiamo, let's go. So get back to the person that brought you to the call, you new people. I guess Derek's out and Derek's back in, and we'll help you get started. And we have, there's Dr. Jerry Shaw runs calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know the number off by heart. It's out there. It's at midday Eastern. No, is that right? No, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, moved it forward, 3 p.m. Eastern. The company runs their corporate call Wednesday, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern U.S. That's pretty early for you guys in Australia, 6 a.m., 4 a.m. for me. And then we have the Giant Food for Giants, 10 a.m. Australia, 8 p.m. Wednesday for you guys, 10 a.m. Thursday for Australia. And all you Aussies on the call, I do that nightly call for you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, same link, 7:30 p.m. your time. And then this Sunday call, plus all the other stuff that's going on, and your studio, and everything else that they put out, plus their podcast now. How many people have seen that on your studio? There is a podcast, and it's on, I forgot, Spotify, YouTube, and one other of the channels. So we're solving every problem for you. Get involved. Adiamo. Let's go.